So last Friday, my fellow agents, I put together a video at the channel going over some tips for new and returning players in regard to farming exotics in the game, because with year 5, season 1 right around the corner, we do have a lot of people jumping back in trying to get certain items they may have missed out on in previous seasons. Now, if you missed that video, I will leave a link to it in the description down below, but today is all about a follow-up to that video, going over a few of the details that you wanted a little more information on, and as always, answering some of the questions you've sent the channel. What's up, my YouTube family? Graybeard with the Gaming Brigade, back with another Division 2 video, and as we start this thing off and roll into the weekend, I wanted to take a moment and thank you all for your amazing support of this channel. We are just over 3 years old, and we are knocking on the door of 50,000 subs, which is insane to say out loud, so again, I cannot thank you enough for being a part of this family. So anyway, getting back to the footage you're seeing, you can see we are at the crafting station, as the first thing we're going to talk about today is crafting exotics, as a lot of people who are just jumping back into the game are a little bit confused on how it works. Now, once again, to be clear, remember, in this game you are never crafting an additional exotic, you are re-rolling one you currently have. It's a reconfiguration. So I'm going to use the Diamondback as an example, and the reason for that is because all of these attributes can be improved, and we know how expensive it is to optimize something. So when you have a weapon like this that needs that optimization all across the board, it is less expensive to reconfigure it than it is to try to optimize all three of those categories. So when you're trying to craft, always remember in this game that you can get an item that is worse than the one you're trying to improve. Now in this case, I lucked out. This is a really almost perfect roll, so it did work out for me, but you always want to make sure you have enough components to roll something at least 2 or 3 times, because it may take a few attempts to get the one you're looking for. Now, one thing I want to make sure I mention really quick before we move on is, remember, this is not an additional Diamondback. This is that same one re-rolled, so it is considered a brand new weapon. Make sure the first thing you do is mark it as a favorite, because that will ensure that you cannot accidentally delete the thing. Now, another question some of you sent the channel was, what is the best way, or how can you get exotic components to actually be able to reconfigure something? Because as most of you know, you do need certain resources to change anything up in the game. Now, you do have a few options. First of all, you can farm for exotics, and if you happen to get one you already have, you can break it down, and that is one way to get a component. And another way is farm for them at control points in the open world, because there is a chance you can pick them up when you open up the cache after clearing the CP, and you can also get them farming in the dark zone. And I have heard that's an incredibly efficient way to pick them up. However, I don't really farm for them in the dark zone that often, so I can't really give you a step-by-step, but I know if you look up, how to do that, I'm sure you'll find a ton of videos walking you through. Last but not least today, my fellow agents, and some of you may not realize you can do this in the game, but you also have the ability to downgrade your exotics from level 40 to level 30. Now, some of you may be thinking, why the hell would you do that? And the simple answer is, you may want to create a level 30 character for a few different reasons. You may want to use that one to farm the dark zone. You may have a friend that only, has the base game and not warlords. And this allows you to put a build together around any exotic item that you want that your level 40 character has and your level 30 character doesn't. So an example I'm going to show you is with the, what are we going to use? We'll use the Pestilence, and as you can see, it is a level 40 weapon, but in a moment it will be a level 30 weapon. And the best thing is, my friends, you can do this as many times as you want. You can downgrade, upgrade, go back and forth. Obviously, you do need those resources, so make sure you do keep an eye on those so you do not have an item or weapon get stuck at a certain level. Now, the good thing is, once again, and most of you know this, but your characters do share all of the same resources, so that way, hopefully, your base character has enough to get the job done for everyone else. With all that being said, I want to take a moment as always and thank you all for your incredible support of this channel, and remind you, if you happen to have any questions, comments, or feedback, please let me know and I will get back to you as quick as I can. On that note, I'm going to leave you with a little bit of gameplay footage just showing you my upgrading the Pestilence I just downgraded, and once again you're going to see me mark it as a favorite, because the most important thing to do is make sure that is your first step. Anytime you get anything in this game, you want to make sure you keep forever. I hear from so many of you out there, and I've done it as well, where you spend so much time farming for something, you're not paying attention, it's accidentally marked as junk, or you just make a mistake in this game, and it really sucks when you accidentally delete something that you've been trying to get for a while. And one example I've given is that happened to me with the first Lady Death I picked up. I grabbed one, I did not pay attention, I deleted the thing, and it took me months to finally get that. And I do not want to see that happen to you, my fellow agents, so take that quick second, mark it as a favorite, and as I say at the end of every video, take care of yourselves, be kind to each other, and we will talk to you soon. Thanks again, everyone.